Over my years, I guess I shedded some tears. I told myself time and time again, this time I'm gonna win. But another fight, things ain't right, I'm losing again. Takes a fool to lose twice, start all over again. Think I better let it go. Looks like another love TKO. Oh, think I better let it go. What you think about it, girl? Oh, yeah. Try to take control of the love to control of me. Cause to lose all thought, sense of time, and have a change of mind. Taking the bumps and the bruises of all the things of a two-time loser. Trying to hold on, faith is gone. It's just another sad song. I think I better let it go. What you say about it? Looks like another love TKO. Oh, oh, oh. Yes, I think I better let it go. Let it go, baby. Oh, baby. Looks like another love TKO. Try to take control of the love to control of me. Cause you to lose all thought, sense of time, and have a change of mind. Taking the bumps and the bruises of all the things of a two-time loser. See, I try to hold on, my faith is gone. It's just another sad song. But I think I better let it go. Let it go, cause it looks like another TKO. I think I better let it go. If I know what's good for me, girl, looks like another love TKO. I couldn't stand this pain much longer. I think I better let it go. Oh, baby, looks like another love TKO, baby. Oh, sometimes I just feel like I wanna say, Cause it looks like another love TKO. Tired of getting beat up by love. I better let it go. Before it's too late.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are live. It's been a motherfucking minute, but we back. Back on our bullshit. Back to talk some MMA, some UFC, some boxing, some music, some life, some yapping. All that mixed in one is what we here for, my nigga. But the primary thing is UFC 326. This week, leaving for Vegas tomorrow. We're gonna give a full breakdown of the card, but first we're gonna enjoy this Teddy real quick. We're gonna enjoy this Teddy real quick. Come on.
I don't know if I ought to bring it up. Seems like such a funny thing to talk about. Don't know if it's right to do. No will turn. I'm up against the wall. I wanna know.
Here we go. Let's get the odds up. Where are the odds, bro? Odd chart. There we go. All right. Cut it. Cut it. I'm locked in. Let's put this on the screen. Let's put it on the screen because it's time. It's time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we back. UFC 326. I'm heading to Vegas tomorrow. My flight's tomorrow. Excited for the fight week atmosphere. Excited to, shoot content just like old times. I've been to Vegas a million times for these fight weeks, and it's always a fun time to, see different people that I've met in the MMA community out there, MMA, boxing, all the different communities. Combat sports is just so prevalent in Vegas. If you've never been to a fight week, I highly recommend it. If you're a YouTuber, a content creator, or anybody that does UFC-related content, even if you can't afford to fight, I'm telling you, go out for the fight week, get your content, and then fly home and stream the fights. Go home, get your content. Vegas, I promise y'all, Vegas is not expensive. Get you a Caesars membership, get you a BetMGM membership. You get rewards, gamble a little bit, get your rewards, and then spend your rewards to get cheap hotels. I'm spending less than $200 to go to Vegas for the next 3 days, fly back, and still get my stream in and live watch the fights with you guys. Make sure y'all come to the stream on Saturday. With that being said, the card is exciting at the top. And this is a card where you really have to pray because it's not stacked top to bottom. It's definitely top heavy. This is a card where you pray that it stays intact. We have press conference tomorrow. We have the weigh-ins on Friday, and we just pray there are no pullouts. There's no weight misses. There's no shenanigans because one fight falls off this card, it just starts getting really rocky. This is one where if you lose the main event, you honestly might as well cancel the card. That's how top heavy it is. If you lose the main event, you might as well cancel the whole damn card. This is one of those. So, like I said, the main event is two of my favorite fighters of all time, two of the biggest fan favorites of all time, especially in this current era. Two of the best stories in the fight game. Can't pass it up. But why am I on my own screen? If they lose the main event, it would get very rocky. So let's stay in touch. Two professionals. I know they will. So we got Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira, Caio Borralho, and RDR, Rainer de Ritter. Rob Font, Raul Rosas Jr. This should be a fun fight. The old versus the new. The old guard versus the young guns. That should be fun. Drew Dober, Michael Johnson, another. Drew Dober is not the youngest, but he's definitely in the younger era than Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson's like the OGs. That's most of his era is not even in the sport anymore. Drew Dober is in that era where most of the guys are still around, but they're kind of rounding that final turn of their careers, mid-30s. Johnson is rounding around 40s. So this is extra old versus a little bit old, but two guys that bring exciting fights and knockouts every time. And then we got Gregory Rodriguez versus Bruno Ferreira, which is a rematch of a fight that happened a couple years ago. Two guys that probably will never wear belts, but always show up and bang it out. So it should be fun. We got Cody Garbrandt, one of the biggest what-ifs in MMA history. One of the biggest highs coming into the UFC. And then his career since has just been so confusing. And then after that, it gets a lot rocky. It gets very rocky, guys. I'm just going to tell you right now. I'm a big fan of Sumadarji. I liked watching him last year at the UFC Miami card. I had fun watching him in person, but dude, it is slim pickings. Gaston Bolaños, some of the best striking in the MMA, in all of MMA. When you watch him on the pads, you watch his Instagram, it's like, damn, this dude is like the best striker I've seen in a long time. But it just never has translated to UFC success. He has some crazy viral knockouts from his days in Bellator, but he just hasn't been able to put his full game together in the UFC yet. So a lot of fun fights throughout the card. Not the most stacked, but I'm sure that we'll have some good, exciting moments and some knockouts. The ones that you sleep on are the ones that end up having the most excitement. So I'm very excited. But as far as predictions, we're going to start from the top. Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira. I'm going to be very honest, guys. The odds are, we got the odds pulled up. The odds are Max Holloway minus 230, Charles Oliveira plus 175. Not going to lie. Despite the fanfare, despite the fact that he was a champion very recently, the fact that he's been at the top of that division these last couple years, I kind of agree with those odds, man. I just feel like Charles Oliveira, yes, he's a different Charles Oliveira from the first fight, but his style is almost tailor-made for Max. His style is almost tailor-made for Max. Max has some of the best defensive wrestling in the game. Charles is not no dynamite wrestler that's going to, shoot a takedown and take him down. Anyway, he ends up on the ground and submitting guys a lot of times through scrambles, a lot of time through wild exchanges, and that is not really something. Max will get wild, but it's not really something where he's falling over himself like Gaethje was in that fight. He's overthrowing and letting Charles get on his back. We've never seen stuff like that happen with Max. He's just too polished of a striker. I think in the striking game, which I think most of this fight will be taking place, Max is just sharper everywhere. He's more dynamic with the kicks, with the, Charles has exciting boxing and loves to come forward. Max has exciting boxing and loves to come forward. Max also has had one-punch KO power at 155. Max also is just as good in both stances. Max also has a better kicking game than Charles. Max also has one of the greatest chins of all time. Max also has one of the best jabs in all of MMA. He's faster. Charles has definitely hurt some people. We saw the way that he put down Justin Gaethje with strikes. We saw the way that when he was on his tear, how he was able to hurt people on the feet. But the 155 version we've seen of Max may have just as much power or maybe more power than Charles. The way that he was dropping Justin Gaethje, the way that he was dropping Dustin Poirier left and right, it's just hard for me to see how Charles wins this fight. By submission, have we seen Max really in a compromised position in the grappling with anybody of late? Anybody been able to take him down? I just don't see it. I just don't see Charles's path. I really don't. You think he's going to knock Max out? You think if they go tit for tat for 5 rounds on a feet, that Charles wins that? I just think Max is more dynamic almost everywhere. And I think Max gets it done. I think a lot of people are banking on, you know, a finish or a crazy wild brawl where somebody gets finished early. But I actually think this fight goes over. Whatever the over-under is, I think it's probably either 2.5 or 3.5 on this fight. I think it actually goes over, and I think Max will win a dominant decision or maybe a late stoppage in the 4th or 5th round. But I think it does go the distance, into the championship rounds at least, because Charles is tough. We know, we saw what Ilya was able to do to him, but he's not like some dude that just goes down without a fight on most occasions. I'm going to lean towards Max, and I'm going to say probably Max Holloway by decision or Max by a finish in the championship 4th or 5th round in this fight. I think it's going to be dominant. I think Charles wins maybe 1 round max. Then we move down the card. It gets a little slim pickings, guys. Caio Borralho. I hate saying that name. It's so, I don't know. It's just, it irks me. And then Reinier de Ridder. 2 names that everybody says different. But I am excited for this fight. I think this fight will be very fun. And I think the odds are sleeping on RDR. Even if you think Caio Borralho should win this fight, I think minus 298 is a little bit disrespectful to what we've seen out of both of these guys. RDR was on an absolute tear, running through the division. Everyone was saying that he could be the one to beat Khamzat. He could be the one to be the next champ. He could be the next, big thing in MMA. And then he has one loss where he was doing very well the first round. Then he gasses. He's doing very well, and then he gasses. Tires out. And basically gives it up right there. That is something that can be prevented. That's not like he showed how bad of a fighter he was in that fight. He gassed out, he got tired, and he lost. He couldn't go any further. That's not something that can't be fixed. And I think skill for skill, RDR is a very, very dangerous guy everywhere. He was finishing people. I'm not going to lie, for these odds, plus 240 RDR, minus 298 Caio, I'm going RDR for that money. Straight up, like if you're just picking who's going to win, I'd probably still go RDR. I'll be honest. I'm going RDR. Caio's very tough, so I'd say maybe RDR by decision or maybe submission, but plus 240 odds is just a little too tasty for my liking. Give me Reinier de Ridder. Rob Font versus Raul Rosas. I'm not going to lie. Rob Font has been a godsend for me when it comes to bets. My dude has won me some damn money. That Adrian Yanez fight where he was the underdog, I put so much money on him and won. I had a feeling, man. I said, y'all sleeping on Rob Font, man. This dude has fought the best of the best. He has one of the best boxing games, straight up boxing games in all of MMA. One of the best jabs. And he's just a hard guy to hurt, finish, and look good against. And I've never been sold on Raul Rosas, man. And we got plus 180 odds on Rob Font. Another one that I maybe would throw a flyer on here. I do think Rob Font is getting a little older. And Raul Rosas actually should win this fight. But stylistically, I think that Rob Font is just the guy that it's hard to look good against. And if Raul Rosas, I think you're going to be able to tell who's going to win this fight very quickly. If Rosas is shooting for takedowns and getting in the clinch and trying to get his hands on Rob Font and has a very, very hard time in the first round, I think I'm going to be able to know by that first round if Rob Font's going to be able to pull it off or not. If Rosas scores 0 takedowns in the first round, I think Rob Font wins. If Rosas comes out first, out of the gate, and he's able to get his hands on Rob Font, he's able to, cut the cage off and engage Rob Font in these grappling exchanges, I think Rosas wins. But I think that first round is going to be very telling. I think Raul Rosas should be winning this fight. Youth is on his side, but I would not be surprised if Rob Font pulled it off. First round is going to tell you everything you need to know, but I'm going to say Rosas pulls it off. The youth is on his side. Drew Dober versus Michael Johnson. Who the hell knows, bro? They're just going to throw. Someone's going to get knocked out. Fuck it. Give me Michael Johnson, bro. Give me Michael Johnson. Give me the old man, Michael Johnson. He's actually the favorite. Wow. Actually, you know what? Give me Drew Dober. Because whenever Michael Johnson is favored, he loses. He beats people that he's never supposed to beat in his life. He beat Tony Ferguson, beat Dustin Poirier when no one expects him to beat them. But when he's favored, he'll get knocked out by some homeless guy. So, not saying Drew Dober is that, but Michael Johnson being a favorite, I don't like it. Give me Drew Dober. Give me Drew Dober. And then give me Gregory Rodriguez. RoboCop getting revenge on Bruno Ferreira. Cody Garbrandt, my God. My God. I'm not even going to go into much detail with this fight, but God, I hope he wins for his own sake, because this might be it. We might see Cody Garbrandt in BKFC if he loses this fight. We could see him in BKFC fighting against, well, not TJ Dillashaw. TJ's done. He had too much shoulder issues, but he could very well be in BKFC. He could very well be in influencer boxing, fucking knocking out Dean the Great or something in the next couple years if he can't get this done. Rooting for Cody Garbrandt here. He's in the underdog, but give me Cody Garbrandt. Give me Cody Brundage getting knocked the fuck out. Dante Johnson here. This dude just got knocked out like a month and a half ago, and he's already back. Give me Dante Johnson. Give me Tercios. I enjoyed watching him on The Ultimate Fighter. And then give me this motherfucker who I can't say his name because who gives a shit about. We got 3 Codys on the prelims. This Cody, I hope, wins. This Cody's going to get knocked out. This Cody will probably lose. I don't really care. Sumadarji, I like Sumadarji. Give me Sumadarji. Give me the Kazakh. Give me Gaston Bolaños because I love his striking. And then give me this. I don't even give a fuck about this one. I remember watching. I remember watching Adolfo. I remember watching him. Sick tattoos also. He's like a HGH version of Sean Brady. Not the way he fights. I'm just saying how he looks. So give me that. Give me what's the Pokemon Charizard, the big version? It's Charmander, Charizard. Yeah, give me the Charizard version of Sean Brady. This video is going off the rails. But yeah, guys, I am excited. I'll be in Vegas tomorrow. If you're gonna be in town for the fight, say hello. Say what's up. I'll be at the press conference. I'll be at the weigh-ins. I'll be shooting content. Fuck, if you see me, maybe I can get you in a prediction video. Get your prediction. Get it posted. Get your predictions out there, guys. I love talking to people. Not really, sometimes. But when I'm at fight weeks, I like talking to people. So, yeah. Give me Max Holloway. Should be a fun week. Should be a fun fight. Let's go. Outside of that, let's check X because there is some news, guys. Aiden Ross' sister, Madeline Ross, reportedly passed away at 36. What? Isn't that the wrong sister? Yeah, his sister Naomi, she's bad. All right, guys. This is y'all see what I responded under here? I said, and here comes the Dana White. Let's look at this clip.
And this Paramount deal, and hopefully fighters can start getting together, being smart. And one time, it's always gonna stick out to my mind was when I love Derek Lewis, man, he's a man. But when John Jones said, "Oh, I'll fight Francis," I think so. He's like, "Give me $10 million or whatever it was," and you.
Remember that? He said he wants that. He said, "Give me that Deontay Wilder money." Yep, we remember that.
He said, "Hell no, we're not paying you that," right? Derek Lewis, I believe, was ranked at the time, and he said, "What? You want to do this for 10? Give me a meal. I'll fight Francis now." It's like, Man, we cannot be doing that, brother. You
Mm-hmm.
need to be like, yeah, John. You know, you needed to almost stand in John's corner, and be like, yeah, John, you deserve 10. Go get that 10.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
guess what? If you fighting for 10, then it looks like your base pay probably comes up too. You know what I mean? This
Yep.
guy's making it.
MMA is just too selfish of a sport. That's why a union will never get formed in MMA, bro. It's a dog eat dog, next man up culture. So they'll never be able to band together, bro. They'll never be able to really push this fighter pay narrative that a lot of media brings up, but the fighters are never able to push it themselves for the exact reason that I've always said. Look, Max Holloway. Guys are never talking like this. There's never guys in their peak, absolute prime of the sport, at the top, the face of the game, that are talking like this about fighter pay. It never happens. It happens when they climb up, they climb up, they climb up, they climb up. And when they're on that climb, they're all about Dana White. Thank you so much. I love Dana White. They defend Dana White when they bring up fighter pay. Don't disrespect my boss. Dana White does what does the best. He loves us. They just defend him. They glaze him on their climb. Then they hit their peak, and Dana loves them. Dana's praising them. God, this guy's a beast. This guy's a legend. And then they pass that prime. And then they're going down on the other side of their career. Maybe they have a couple losses. Maybe they have a bad performance. Maybe they lose their belt in a boring fight, or they fight in a way that Dana doesn't like. And then what does Dana do? He comes out in the media and he says something that may be conceived as shitting on them. And then the fighters all of a sudden look at him like, you've been underpaying me all this time and now you're going to shit on me? I thought you was just glazing me a couple years ago. Didn't we see this with Francis? Remember how he was the biggest fan of Francis? Biggest fan of Francis. Then Francis started to get a little older. He's the biggest fan of John Jones. John Jones starts to get a little older. John Jones starts to bring up money. He was the biggest fan of Jorge Masvidal. Remember, Jorge Masvidal started bringing up money. The biggest fan of Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz starts bringing up money. All of a sudden, Nate Diaz ain't shit. He's the biggest fan of Conor. Conor McGregor's the greatest of all time. Conor McGregor brings up the new Paramount deal. They're gonna have to restructure my deal since there's no pay-per-view points. And now what is Dana saying? We don't need Conor anymore. That the Chandler fight is past. We're moving past him. We're moving into the new era. We're trying to build up new guys. Conor's like begging to be on the White House card, and there's no assured fight for him. There's no spot for him that's been locked in. Because these guys never address this when they're at their peak. They always address it when they're on the way down. Remember, Tony Ferguson was the company man. Remember his press conference in one of his last fights before he was leaving the UFC? Complaining about fighter pay. These guys always wait until it's too late. And then once you do it when it's too late, when you're on the other side of the hill, all Dana White can say is he's just mad because he's washed up. That guy's not relevant anymore. And guess what? The fans that are casual fans or that don't follow the business side at all will just eat up the Dana White propaganda. And that's what I fear will probably happen with Max.
So I hope that that these new fighters coming in, just know your worth, man. The main thing I would say, know your worth, know what it is. It's gonna suck, you know what I mean? We was on some
3-3.
heated
3-3.
yeah, bro, and we was in some heated conversations when we was getting back into that talk. So at the end of the day,
See, when he's talking about, man, it was rough coming up, but they never say nothing. They never say nothing. When you're the up and coming star, they never say nothing. They wait until
your ground, bro. UFC know what your worth is, and
don't be surprised if Max Holloway wins and is asking for a title shot and Dana White completely shits on him now. Don't be surprised if Max Holloway loses and Dana White completely shits on him and won't even get him a fight for a long ass time. Like I said here in the comments, And here comes the Dana White anti-Max Holloway propaganda. Just wait and see. Just watch the press conference. Watch how Dana talks in the scrums. Watch how he talks in the media this week. Don't be surprised if he throws a slick shot at Max. Don't be surprised if he wins dominantly and the media brings up, man, Max looked great. How about Topuria next? And Dana's like, get the fuck out of here. Topuria's on to better things. Max doesn't deserve it. He got knocked out. Like, imagine he says some shit like that. Watch. It's going to happen. He's going to say, Gaethje's next. We're not even thinking about that. Just watch, bro. It's the Dana White playbook. We know this dude. It's been long enough. We know exactly who Dana White is. What's up, Craig Top Center? What's up, brother? Dana wouldn't do such. Yeah, Dana would never shit on his own fighters. He would never shit on his own product, would he? We know Dana White. Read him like a book. Read him like a book. But yeah, headed to Vegas tomorrow. I'm very excited, guys. Very excited. And I'm picking Max, bro. I think Max is going to dominate. Melbourne. Okay. What's up, brother? I know a little bit about Melbourne. I know Melbourne. I know Sydney. I know Adelaide. Right? That's Australia? Adelaide, Perth? Or is that New Zealand? Adelaide is Australia, right? Got his hand in boxing. Yeah, exactly. He's paying the boxing guys fucking 10 times what the MMA guys are saying. And they don't say shit. None of these dudes say shit until they're like 35. UFC fighters wait to complain about fighter pay until they're like past their prime. And I'm like, dog, if you would have said this 6 years ago, maybe Dana would have had to take you serious. If you would have been an active champion and tried to force his hand, maybe it would have went somewhere. But they never. When they're riding high, they never take the time to confront Dana about shit. They wait until it's too late. Story as old as time. Just saw 50 Cent just posted a picture with Terrence Crawford. Very random. Very random, I know, but it just popped up on my. You do feel bad for Mark Hunt. He generally got fucked over. Bro, I'm telling you, there's so many fighters that got fucked over. Bro. Not only did they take Mark Hunt's money, they also forced him to fight against Brock Lesnar, who they fucking knew was on steroids, who took every drug in the book. They let him, I mean, he didn't take a crazy beating. He just kind of got taken down and dominated, but, you know, you never want to feel like you got cheated. He got cheated out of a fight. He got cheated out of money. And now, look at Mark Hunt. Does the UFC ever, when they reflect on the past, do they ever show Mark Hunt highlights? When they have a Australian card, do they ever bring up how Mark Hunt paved the way for that region? His K1 history. Did they ever bring that up? No. They never bring that shit up. Anybody that ever talks negatively about Dana White, he erases their history. He erases them from history. Mark Hunt, one of the most exciting heavyweights of all time, never gets brought up. Randy Couture, one of the most dominant champions of all time, the very first two-division champion. Two-time light heavyweight champion, heavyweight champion. Does the UFC ever bring him up on anything when they have these champ debates? Do they ever show Randy Couture's highlights? Do they ever show him when they show the lineage of the heavyweight belt? They never. Randy Couture has been erased from history. Francis Ngannou hasn't even been that long ago. All the current fans know who Francis Ngannou is, and they still don't give a fuck. Maybe Randy Couture or Mark Hunt, you can try to hide it because the new fans may not know. Bro, Francis Ngannou is active right now. Francis Ngannou is very well known right now. Francis Ngannou is more famous than probably everybody in the current heavyweight division. They still erase him and try to act like he doesn't exist. Don't put him on nothing. Remember they put the shit on the broadcast of a new fighter that got signed, and they were like, the first Cameroonian to ever sign to the UFC. It's like, come on, dude. Are we serious? Are we seriously doing, like, you're being that blatant? Like, that just shows, like, whenever the UFC is that, like, intentionally lying, intentionally pushing propaganda against a fighter, it makes it hard for me to believe any argument that they have. Like, when Dana White comes out, after y'all did all this shit to drag Francis through the mud, after y'all wouldn't even show him on the broadcast, after y'all wouldn't be neutral about anything, then you want to come out and say, dude, Francis Ngannou used to walk around the offices and he physically assaulted me. He pushed me in my chest and no. You expect us to believe that after you just fucking, like, nobody believes you, bro. Nobody believes you. You've lied on them too much. Like, come on, bro. Dana, we know you're full of shit. Dana White, I think, honestly, at this point, Dana White is bad for the sport. I think, yeah, exactly. And Joe Rogan is, bro, don't get me started on Joe Rogan. That dude's become such a kiss ass. Joe Rogan has become such a kiss ass. He used to literally be the lovable, open-minded guy who would have anybody on his show, who would cover anything, who nobody could buy him, no one could tell him what to say, but now he's just become a fucking shill like everybody else, bro. If Francis touched you, then yeah, exactly. Like, dude, if Francis put his hands on you, you'd be knocked the fuck out. And two, as much as Dana White runs his fucking mouth, and as much as Dana likes to shit on people in the media, y'all think he would have waited years to bring that up on a fucking Andrew Schultz podcast? You don't think when Francis Ngannou was making Dana look stupid when he left the UFC, went and got a fucking 7-8 figure bag to fight Tyson Fury, when he dropped Tyson Fury, when he did well, when the whole boxing community loved him now, when the PFL paid him a major bag, you don't think Dana White would have taken that opportunity to throw dirt on his name? No. You think he waited? Like, oh no, now's not the time. Let me just wait until I'm on Andrew Schultz podcast. Then I'll reveal the truth about Frank. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Nobody that's been a UFC fan for more than 5 years and has seen how Dana works would believe that shit for a minute. Yeah, if Francis, bro, do you really think Dana White would let Francis put his hands on him and he wouldn't have had him like escorted out or fucking called the cops or some shit? You don't think he would have had him escorted out and never been able to come? Bro, do you know how spiteful Dana White is? He probably would have never let him come in the PI again. He would have said, find your own fucking gym. The PI is cut off. Your access is cut off. Come on, dude. Dana White, we don't believe you, buddy. We don't believe you. You're full of shit, Mr. White. Holloway. Ilia Topuria teases big news. I think the big news is obviously Justin Gaethje. I think. Is it Justin Gaethje or is he moving up to 170? Are we skipping straight to? Look, Ilia Topuria looking in top form, and he's noticeably bulked up. 170? Question mark? Oh, get this AI shit out of here. See, y'all have gone too far, bro. Y'all have gone too... This is ridiculous, bro. Get the fuck out of here with this AI shit. Don't disrespect. Don't disrespect. Don't disrespect Mr. Makachev. There's not enough security at UFC's headquarters to stop Francis from wrecking the entire building. Exactly, bro. They couldn't even stop Khabib when he jumped over the fucking octagon. Y'all couldn't stop them. Khabib's 5'10". Y'all security couldn't stop Khabib from jumping the octagon, fighting Dylan Dennis, his team jumping in the octagon, punching Conor. Y'all couldn't stop that. Fuck you gonna do with 260-pound Francis? Patty was finally humble. Yeah, I saw that coming, bro. We saw that coming. Respectfully, they gave Patty the perfect route to a title shot. But he never will fight for an undisputed title, bro. He never will fight for an undisputed title. It'll never happen. This was as close as he got. And will ever be. Wait. Robert Whittaker is moving up to 205? What the fuck? Dude, Robert Whittaker is like my height. Dude, Robert Whittaker is 6'0". And he's going to go to 205? Oh my God. Potential fight against Alex Pereira at 205. It wouldn't be bad. Might be fun. It was a fight that was in my sights back when he was at middleweight, so it's not out of the world. Whittaker. Now Whittaker. I'm sorry, but Whittaker. I love you, Whittaker. My guy in the chat is from Australia. We got respect for Whittaker. But brother, Alex Pereira, 205? After what DDP was able to do to him? Oh my God, man. I mean, like I said, he's a legend. He's a top 5, probably top 3 middleweight of all time. It's Anderson Silva, Izzy, and then Whittaker's probably right there. But yeah, it's not the time. It is definitely not the time. He hit his peak. Yeah, I think Patty hit his peak. I think Patty is he'll put on fun fights. He, probably maybe could beat like Dan Hooker. If they give him Dan Hooker, maybe he'll be able to take down Dan Hooker and submit him. But if he strikes with Dan Hooker, he's gonna get his ass beat. If he strikes with anybody elite, he's gonna get his ass beat. He's able to market himself well with the goofy haircut and the accent that everybody loves. But when it comes to really being a top level fighter, I think he has hit his peak. He has hit a snag. Has been is better than it never was. That's true. That's true. Yeah, let me see what the internet, because I feel like most people would rank Whittaker as maybe the 3rd best type middleweight of all time. Top 10 middleweight UFC of all time. 10 best middleweights in UFC history. Bisping. GSP number 10. I don't even know why GSP's on the list, bro. He fought at middleweight one. He fought at middleweight one time. Like, come on, that's stupid. Rich Franklin. I thought Rich Franklin would be higher. Yeah, Rich Franklin was a beast. Vitor. Wasn't Vitor at his best at light heavyweight? I don't remember. I know that he knocked out Luke Rockhold at middleweight. I think he knocked out Michael Bisping at middleweight. But I thought he was a light heavyweight for a lot of time. I don't know. I guess Vitor, okay. Hendo, 9-9 in the UFC. What? That is insane, bro. He just got here so late. 9-9, man. You gotta watch Pride to really appreciate Dan Henderson, though. Bisping was 20-9. Whitaker's 5? Who do they got ahead of Whitaker then? Do they have DDP higher than Whitaker? Who could be 4-3? You can't put Hamzat that high yet. He hasn't even defended, but maybe they put DDP for his 3 defenses. Yep. Yeah, say this is not updated. This is not updated because he's definitely not 8-0 anymore. Okay, so they put DDP 4. Weidman. Good pick. I'd honestly say Weidman is underrated. No Rockhold in the top 10. No Rockhold. I know most of Rockhold's dominance was at Strikeforce, but I'd say Rockhold is number 10 over GSP. I mean, dude, he fought one time. He fought one time in the division. This has got to be Rockhold. Yeah, it should be Rockhold. Then the rest of these names will probably still fit in whatever order you want to put them. DDP, Weidman. I'd put Whitaker over DDP. But I say 1, Silva, 2, Izzy, 3, Weidman, 4, Whitaker, 5, DDP, 6, I guess, Bisping. I mean, for just UFC run, I don't even know if I put Dan Henderson this round. I'd probably put 7. Would be either Vitor or Rockhold. And then, yeah, GSP would not be on there. I'm sorry. One time in the division. Let's be real. Let's be fucking for real, guys. What else is going on? Anything else? Pow. Anything else on the mind? I don't think nothing big, relevant is going on right now. So, yeah, guys, just really want to get on here and give my picks for the fight. Let y'all know we're headed to Vegas tomorrow for UFC 326. And I am very excited for this card and what it's going to bring. So make sure y'all follow, subscribe, like, comment, all the above on the videos that's going to be dropping this week. We're going to have a lot of content when I get to Vegas. Going to have a lot of content of the press conference and the weigh-ins and all the shenanigans for this week. So make sure y'all come through. Appreciate you watching the stream. Have a good night. We're going to post the predictions, or we're going to post probably this video reacting to Max Holloway's comments tomorrow. We'll probably post my predictions on Thursday, and then Friday I'll have all the videos from the weigh-in. So, yep. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Peace out.